The Borno state government has reiterated its commitment to support survivors and victims of insurgency with healthcare, psychosocial and economic empowerment. The Commissioner for Women Affairs, Zuwaira Gambo, disclosed this at a high-level policy dialogue event between government officials and traditional rulers on meeting the demands of survivors, victims and de-radicalized women in Borno state. The high-level policy dialogue meeting with government officials and traditional chiefs is to solicit for support and intervention for survivors and victims of insurgency, which include the radicalized women and children who experienced stigmatization and were left out in programs and interventions of other stakeholders. This will strengthen capacities for transitional justice and reconciliation objective of the state government. The Borno State Commissioner of Women Affairs, Zuwaira Gambo, said Governor Zulum is committed to implementing the Charter of Demands raised and also ensure psychosocial support and economic empowerment for victims.
It is with a great honor and sense of responsibility that I stand before you today at this high-level policy dialogue to express the unwavering commitment of the Borno State government through His Excellency under the leadership of Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, MNI, FNSC, CON, GCON Nigeria, to the policy on the implementation of the Charters of Demands from survivors, victims' relations, and radicalized women in our state. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the profound challenges faced by our communities due to the impact of the insurgency and conflict. Borno State, being at the epicenter of this crisis, has endured unspeakable hardship. However, we also witness the resilience, strength, and courage of our people, particularly women who have borne a disproportionate share of these adversities. This dialogue presents an important opportunity to reflect on the progress made and the path ahead in ensuring justice, healing, and integration for those affected. The Charters of Demands developed by survivors, victims' relations, and the radicalized women serve as a beacon of hope and a blueprint for action. These charters articulate their needs, aspirations, and recommendations for a sustainable recovery and inclusive development. The Borno State government, as I said under our dear leader, fully supports these charters and is committed to their effective implementation. Through the Committee on the Repatriation of Borno State Refugees and Management of the Repentant Insurgents, the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Ministry of Justice, Local Government and Emirate Affairs, Information and Internal Security, and other departments and agencies, we will indeed work tirelessly to ensure, one, prioritize survivors' needs. In doing this, we will ensure access to psychosocial support, healthcare, and economic empowerment programs tailored to survivors' unique challenges. Already we have initiated this intervention. Promote justice and accountability, where we advocate for the rights of victims and survivors by facilitating access to justice and addressing impunity. The VAP law, the Child Rights Law, have all been passed by the Borno State House of Government and House of Assembly and assented to by His Excellency. And of course, these our survivors are part and parcel of our society. And so, because of that, they have rights to be protected, to be sheltered. And as we celebrate the 16 days against gender-based activism, their voices are also being heard. We collaborate with stakeholders, partners with civil society organizations, development partners, and international agencies to mobilize resources and technical experts for the realization of these charters. This is what we are doing through Element Foundation and our other partners, UNDP, IOM, UNICEF, UNODC, and local organizations. We will enhance policy frameworks and align the implementation of the charters with existing policies and laws that protect the rights of women, children, and other vulnerable groups. already I have articulated on that.
As the name implies, we said high-level policy dialogue. We have been engaging different stakeholders at different levels individually. So this time around, we feel, in fact, after all, even His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, our proactive, most active governor, has started funding Element Foundation to continue doing its work. So we said, with this encouragement and support from the government of the United Kingdom, and then funding from the Borno State Governor himself, why don't we hold a policy dialogue so that all our traditional rulers, the pillars of the society, as our people said, traditional rulers, and then the scholar community are the pillars of any society. So bring these pillars of all the society so that to sit down with the government, if that is the team, the lieutenants of our captain, His Excellency the Executive Governor, in the form of ministries and departments who are supposed to implement policies and programs for these people, and then in every aspect in Borno State, to specifically dialogue this time on the issue of invisible children and then the mothers of these children and our de-radicalized women, so that the government workers can now understand from the traditional community and then community leaders from the communities themselves what are the fears, what are their concerns, what are the solutions, how do we go by to cater for the needs of these children, particularly those who are conceived and born while their mothers are either in captivity or in detention or don't even know who their fathers are, so that collectively now Borno can now come up with a solution to it, so that the policy makers, as government officials, will now be informed, like local government secretaries you have seen, like permanent secretaries and directors are here. The members of the State House of Assembly are here, so that we give them the issue practically bring out the issue at hand, the concerns of the community, what the community members want, so that they can now bring it their widow's might. In this respect, you have seen where, in fact, everybody is determined to contribute. It's no longer about leaving things to government. Government has done a lot, particularly the government of Professor Babagana Umar since its inception has come up with proactive initiatives that we have never witnessed in Borno State. So now it is the turn of the people of Borno State as individuals, as organizations, and this time the community leaders to come up with what we can do so that the government knows and then sees how the government can now come to the aid of each and every stakeholder so that collectively we can add value to what the government is doing and then contribute our quota. So in a nutshell, this is what brought us, and I am sure, alhamdulillah, we have achieved it 100%, even beyond our expectations.
The program is very nice and is very good. We celebrate many things together with our traditional rulers and our colleagues, the village head and district head over there. But you see, the situation is not what we're expecting most of the time is coming out. And we see Element Foundation, they are the best NGO that used to call the traditional rulers in a quarterly. Every three months, they used to call us and ask what is the problem in the area. We write it to the government. We know our chairman and our secretaries and our commissioners, all of them, they are trying their best to write a report to the Excellency Governor of Borno State to see what is going on in our local government. They are trying their best. All the traditional rulers, they are trying their best. And His Royal Highness the Shah of Borno doing his best. So we have one major problem that we are facing. I met General Isaac just now. Most of the time, if they are bringing returnees, the ex-Boko Haram to the local government, they are not contacting us. Just release them to the village places. So after when you see them in your local government, you start afraid that, what those people doing here? So we need the General Isaacs to synthesize again and search, sitting down with the traditional rulers. When they are releasing them, let us call up us. So we can sit down and see, this is Bahana, this is Modu. So we can discuss with them. And please don't separate the ideology that you learn in the bush to our people. And second issue, I'm appealing to the government, let them create a skilled acquisition center to those people after when they separate them to do meetings, like many things to mind their side. They cannot think what they did in bush in the local communities. And the third issue is that let them design a platform for the women because most of the children and women, they are the ones suffering in the bush. Now you see, if you see a lady, even somebody want to marry him, or they say, no, these ex-Boko Haram daughters, they cannot accept it. You see them, they're very beautiful and doing their normal business, but if you want to approach them, they'll say, no, this is father is a Boko Haram ex-member. Please don't interfere with them. We don't know what they came. We don't want our family to be shameful or all this thing. So please, we are appealing to the Ministry of Women Affairs, where Agambo Commissioner is trying her best. Let her see this matter and move it forward.
It is hoped that observations by stakeholders at the meeting will be included in programs as expected. Governor Babagana Zulum has assured the Nigerian army of his support to end terrorism in the northeast. He disclosed this during the first operational visit of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olatubosun Olede, to Maiduguri at the Borno State Government House. The Army Chief wants support from the state government as he re-strategizes on ways to end the prolonged Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast region. Governor Zulum, in his response, urged the Army Chief to strengthen the resilience of frontline troops and appealed for support to resettle displaced communities, saying it will create employment and boost agricultural activities. Zulum further appealed for the establishment of brigades and battalion posts in affected communities, revealing that Boko Haram terrorists have relocated from Chad to Borno State. He decried the absence of human population in 3 local government areas of Guzamala, Abadam, and some parts of Marte community.
As the chairman of the Northeast Governors Forum, the governors of the northeastern states will give you the required support in order to succeed in your own mission. Let me use this opportunity to commend officers and men of Operation Hadinkai, beginning by the theater commander, Major General Shaibu, the sector commander, Sector 1, GOC 7DB, Sector 1, Sector 2, and Sector 3, and did all other officers and men of Operation Hadinkai for all the support that they have been rendering towards degrading the menace of Boko Haram insurgency in the theater. You are most welcome, and I want to assure you that in partnership with the government of Borno, inshallah, we shall succeed. Yes, this is your first visit after you became the Chief of Army Staff. Perhaps Maiduguri might be the first, or I cannot say so. But there is need for me to digress a little bit. Military operations has to be followed by stabilization mechanisms. This was the resolution that was made by the United Nations Security Council in 2017. What we mean by stabilization mechanisms is rehabilitation, reconstruction, and resettlement of communities after military must have captured the region. But unfortunately, this is not known to many. I can remember in the year 2021 when General Tukur Buratai was the Chief of Army Staff. I went to see Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Mr. President, I want to resettle people of Baga back to their ancestral home. Because the shores of Lake Chad, hitherto, has been providing employment opportunity to about 10 million Nigerians. Fishing, agriculture, and what have you been. But unfortunately, because of the insurgency, the entire shores of the Lake Chad has become deserted. Nobody was farming. And the area has become a safe haven for ISWAP and Boko Haram members. There is no way we shall degrade them, because nobody was there, they are fishing there. It was their economic hub. They are doing all sorts of things that they like. I went to see Mr. President. Mr. President said, Prof, be careful. I told him, Your Excellency, don't worry. I wrote a letter to the then Chief of Army Staff that in the next 1 month, I want to resettle people of Baga. I went to Baga. It was a talk of war. We were attacked. When going to Baga, from now to Baga, we were attacked in 3 different places. In Baga town, we were attacked severely. It's only God that has spared our lives. But I believe if you have the good intentions, God will help you. After the drama that has happened in Baga, on my way back, we were attacked in 4 different places. I came back home and again wrote another letter to the federal government that with or without the army, I want you to give me the opportunities to take over Baga. Because I know that some of the root causes of Boko Haram is poverty. Without addressing poverty, Boko Haram will never end. The social, dynamic, economic dimensions of insurgency has to be looked into. Not only the kinetic measures. We will never defeat them completely using the kinetic measures.
Well, I see my visit to Borno this evening as some kind of homecoming. Because I left here particularly talking about 32 a while ago. But I had cause to be in Maiduguri a couple of times. And I met Governor Zoom and a number of good people of Borno State. So I consider it some kind of homecoming being here this evening. Well, the essence of my coming here is simply to pay homage to our host, the Governor, Professor Zulu, and particularly to see my soldiers, to encourage them and see how we can fashion a way of ending this insecurity here. I must thank Dr. Zulu and his people, good people of Borno State, for being kind to us over the years. I must note here that Professor Zulu has been one of the champions of the fight against insecurity. He's been very passionate about it. And I think it's something that we need to mention here. And knowing the accidents of the governor and his perception about the entire insecurity within this region, I believe together we can bring an end, a final end to insecurity within the region. So my aim this evening is to come to beg more for your support as the governor, and also to impress on the people that I think it's high time we stop the whole thing. Because we can't continue to be on that same course. We've been fighting this insecurity for the past 15 years. And I think it's time for us to put an end to it. So I'm in Borno, and I'm sure maybe I will have two stints going to Damaturu as well, talking about Yobe State. And my simple aim is to see how we can collaborate and see how we can bring the whole thing together. So once more, our dear governors, I thank you very much for your support over the years. And I'm sure you will still give us further support so that we can bring the marriage to an end.
Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zulum has praised the youth for their significant role in maintaining the peace currently enjoyed in the state. Speaking at the 7th National Council on Youth meeting in Maiduguri themed Transforming and Repositioning Nigerian Youth to Thrive and Catalyze Economic Development, Governor Zulum acknowledged the positive impact of youth-driven initiatives and programs, including vocational training, scholarships, and empowerment efforts aimed at strengthening their capacity. Meanwhile, the Minister of Youth Development emphasized the importance of prioritizing youth development across states, noting that it is crucial for the success of President Tinubu's administration and the broader goal of improving Nigeria's future.
This annual gathering reflects our collective commitment in advancing the interests of the young people in this country. And I'm affirming belief that our collective efforts and contribution will lead to the productive outcome that will empower the young people of this country. Before I proceed further, let me express my deep appreciation and gratitude to His Excellency, the Governor of Borno State, our professor and our father, the youth father. And the people of this state hall for hosting this very important event at this point of time. Despite the recent flooding, challenges, experience that this state is going through.
I'm highly pleased to address this gathering of young minds and future leaders. As we gather here today, I want to acknowledge the importance of youth development in our nation's growth and progress. It is an honor to host this National Council on Youth, where you will brainstorm, innovate, interact, and collaborate for the betterment of our dear nation. Indeed, we are greatly honored to host 2 National Council meetings in the state within a span of a few weeks. The state successfully hosted the 65th National Council on Health last month, and this week, the 7th National Council on Youth, the memory of which is still fresh in our minds. Borno indeed has reclaimed its glorious position of home of hospitality and peace. So please feel at home and enjoy the centuries-long hospitality of the good people of Borno State. As a government, we recognize that our youth are the backbone of our society, and it is our responsibility to provide you with all the necessary support and resources to thrive and develop to your full potentials. We believe that investing in our youth is investing in our future. And we are committed to creating opportunities for you to grow and be successful. In Borno State, we have implemented various initiatives aimed at empowering our youth, including the provision of vocational training skills programs, education, scholarships, distributions, Kekena electric motor vehicles, establishing mechanical village at Malay, and other entrepreneurship support. The youth population is an asset of the nation. Recent statistics show that 70% of the Nigerian population is under the age of 30. This is great potential as it translates to a larger productive economy in the near future, if well enhanced. It is promising demographics. In our society, the youth are faced with numerous challenges, ranging from economic uncertainties, educational barriers, and insufficient opportunities, among many others. However, it is inspiring to see how many of our young people are stepping up, driving change and becoming the architects of their destinies and our tomorrow. It is on record that youth in Borno have greatly contributed to peace and security and the overall socio-economic development of the state.
members of Civilian Joint Task Force, CGTF, has brought a great respite to the security architecture of the state. The phenomenon has become a model for other security compromised states to adopt.
Today marks a significant occasion as we gather here to forge a brighter future together, acknowledging the incredible potential of our young leaders. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all our distinguished guests, including representatives from various stakeholders, partners in youth development, especially UNAPI. Your presence here today signifies a sharp commitment to uplift our youth and fostering their development across Nigeria. As the Commissioner for Youth, Sport and Empowerment, I am accurately aware of the challenges of our youth in Borno State. We have confronted numerous adversities, yet I am continuously inspired by resilient credibility, determination of His Excellency towards developing our youth in Borno State. They are not just the future, they are present leaders driving change even in the face of hardship. My ministry, which I am chairing with the authority of His Excellency, is saddled with the responsibilities of youth empowerment, reorientation, discipline. Consequently, on youth empowerment, I will not leave this stand unless I measure very few of some of our achievements. This government, under His Excellency Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, within the span of 10 months, specifically November 2020 to August 2021, we have intervened with disbursement of sum of first batch of 2,877 able youths, 511 physically challenged persons, 267 lepers, 155 dead to the tune of 1,601,235,000. Within the same period, this government spent another sum of 572,100,000 to another set of youth for what we call the former very tough economic youth who the governor said he have banned youth, we should integrate them. We took them to the Ramat Polytechnic, we trained them, gave them fund, and gave them startup fund.
And that makes it to the end of today's episode of Rising Borno. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. See you again next week for a fresh edition. Goodbye.